In 100 days, she's going to bring water to them. How? If the people of Southern St. James believe that, if the people of Southern St. James believe that, Miss Burchell is a member of parliament. She gets CDF money. If there are going to be projects, she will have to go through the ministries, have them approved. No project now approved in 100 days in Jamaica to get no water to the people then, Miss Burchell. You either don't know what you're talking about or your inexperience is showing. And if Homer Davis couldn't do it in 5 years, you think you can do it in 100 days? I will take her on at another time because I don't have the time to do that this evening. But the people blamed Homer Davis for 30 years of PNP failure. The people don't have water. That can't blame. You can't blame Homer Davis for that. Come on, guys. You can't blame Homer Davis for that. What could he have done in five years that you couldn't do in 30 years? So unfair, so sad. But guess what? You have to teach the people. You have to get them to understand. And now this lady coming to offer water in 100 days. Yeah? It's a fantasy. Look at Mrs. Crawford. Right? Look at Rhoda. And a lot of these Labour Party MPs that won shouldn't have lost. They're not smart politically. Let's go back to that. Service, sincerity, spirituality, stability, service. Holness served his people and they rewarded him. He served his people well. Finally, he's sociable. Sociable. Sociability. Connecting with people. Bridging gaps. Fostering a sense of community. These 5 characteristics won last week, not the Labour Party. The Labour Party did not really win the election. Andrew Holness did. This win is as a result of the leader that the Jamaica Labour Party is, quite frankly, blessed to have. Of course, the party had a quite impressive campaign message too. Let me see what my friends online have to say. By the way, I have lots more to say, but I don't have a lot of time. Delroy Slowly. Good evening, sir. Mr. Slowly, good stuff.
My neighbor, greetings to you, sir.
How are you, man?
I am doing okay, neighbor. Giving thanks for life. Giving thanks for being alive another day above ground. I mean,
that's funny.
A lot would have happened against what would have been desired. But I mean, life is still here, neighbor, and we live to say what we have to say and so forth. Hi, Jamaican.
But this is my first time talking to you, and I'm And I'm absolutely delighted to be having a conversation with you this evening, Gustav. What happened? What happened over there in your constituency, Gustav? From your perspective, how do you explain to us what happened?
Well, neighbor, a lot of things transpired on the third and prior to the third. Most of which I would not speak definitive on right now or at all probably because it will not unchange what would have took place or happened on the 3rd of September.
Yes.
Nonetheless, though, neighbor, I will say to you though that there are nothing or no reasons there to be ashamed. Whilst we may be disappointed, we can pride ourselves on the legacy of the Member of Parliament, then Mr. Slowly, in terms of his indelible contribution as a Jamaican citizen to his country and also specifically to the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth. I think, neighbor, the truth is, neighbor, the current affairs literacy that you oftentimes speak of or about, and myself and others, it had a toll on the election results, especially in the areas that the JLP would have been ousted in constituencies that they would have had since 2020. I mean, neighbor, it's hard to explain, but I understand, seeing that I would have expected these type of worst case scenarios and so forth.
Uh-huh. Have you spoken to your member of parliament since this loss?
I have spoken to the member of parliament. Yes, I have.
Uh-huh. How is he? Delroy?
Well, of course, like any other human being, he would have worked hard, passionately, sincerely, and so forth for the people, on the people's behalf, using personal resources when the government resources are not available or would have been maximized. I mean, you would have expected that the people would have rewarded you with another stint to continue those type of doings, you know. But if it never transpired, it just never transpired, never. So he, like any other human being, would be disappointed. But I never got the impression that he's overly swept off his feet because of being demoralized at the polls. So of course he's getting over it because there's no other option than to get over the defeat. You know what I mean? You may find all the faults or anything there are that you could have worked on, but notwithstanding, neighbor, it will not overturn what would have transpired on the third.
Yeah. A
So
close
from
election, Delroy, 8,331 for Zuleika Jess, 7,735 for Slowly. Jess, a lawyer, came over from Clarendon Central, where she lost to be triumphant here in a PNP bastion, a PNP strong constituency.
JLP
Delroy,
rather, JLP, you meant to say JLP when she lost in Central Clarendon.
lost in Central Clarendon, correct. Delroy, the campaign was vociferous. You were always on the ground, bringing the message. I'm not so sure what really happened, Delroy. Is it that the people were not being connected with? What was the message? Was there a dissatisfaction with the MP? Some disconnection? What happened?
There may be evidence that there may have been pockets of, you know, disunity amongst labor rights and so forth in different areas, neighbor. Generally, it would have haunted or hurt the member of parliament then. You know what I mean? But all in all, neighbor, there are a lot of reasons why the member of parliament, then Mr. Solly, can still take pride and also boast on moral victories. For example, some divisions or area in certain divisions that were once predominantly the PMP pulling away with a huge margin. He has done well there. He would have picked up around 100 and odd new votes in an area that usually had the PMP leaving out with a margin of 800, 600. That margin has been reduced to 251. So, neighbor, when he won in 2020, he won with a margin of 7,029 votes. no, he would have lost, having more votes than when the then PMP Evan Redman would have won. When Evan Redman would have won, Delroy slowly would have lost, getting more votes than the winning Evan Redman. So the moral victory, there are more labor rights in the constituency now because of the indelible contribution of Delroy solely, so to speak. Yes, the government has done their portion, but the Delroy solely was a vehicle that brought the success of the central government to the people of northeastern St. Elizabeth through his stellar representation. I mean, like any other human being, there may be rooms for improvement or imperfections. Notwithstanding, though, neighbor, overall, the member of parliament would have contributed significantly prior to politics, and even more significantly since he became a member of parliament for northeastern St. Elizabeth. So a lot of things are there to take moral victory from. I mean, the margin is increasing for the Labour Party. And when we would have done a little bit of post-mortem ourselves, not the member of parliament, we recognize that there were a lot of disenfranchised labor rights, disheartened for whatever reasons they would have outlined. So when you look at the losing results, it shows that, hey, the Labour Party is stronger than any other time because of a Delroy Slowly's contribution in the constituency. So the reasons to be morally happy are there, and there's no denying. There's no denying, and the people, though having of the joy of a century but the despair of a wicked, they still remain in high spirit, though disheartened that the member of parliament defeat. I mean, Delroy Slowly's defeat, neighbor.
Do you think that Mr. Slowly will hang on for the next election, Gustav?
He's being implored, he's being inspired, and he's being urged to do so, neighbor. I mean, with all the moral victories that I would have alluded to earlier and others that I never mentioned, it is wise that people would want for the member of parliament, then Mr. Slowly, to continue. The choice, though, solely remains with Mr. Slowly. And from what we would have gathered, he has not displayed that he has no interest in continuing, but what he would have made definitively clear that he's here to stay regardless. And that means he's still a servant to the people in northeastern St. Elizabeth, though the vehicle may not be through politics. Nonetheless, a servant, a patriotic, humble servant, a generous one to the people of northeastern St. Elizabeth.
Delroy, in terms of the broader context of the election, how do you view this result for the Labour Party?
I must first congratulate the Andrew Holness-led administration on its victory, a historic victory, neighbor, very mythical victory, and so forth. And I am overall sort of, again, bittersweet. Let me tell you why, neighbor. MPs like a Delroy Slowly and a George Wright and a Danny Lawrence and my MP here, Delroy Slowly then. And even to Tamika Davis, neighbor, I mean, come on. These people, they showed what true representation should be like. They were also daughters and sons of the soil. They would have had first-hand experience or experiences as to what the constituencies needed, and they would have started or showed signs that they are willing to confront and address these issues, and they were actively doing it. And the issues that they were actively confronting were issues that the others that were PMP MPs were neglecting or not paying attention to at all. So I'm overly disappointed that these member of parliaments were evicted from their constituencies. I mean, come on, their works and contribution in such a short stint, neighbor, deserved more plaudits at the polls in the form of being victorious. So I'm overall disappointed.
Yeah,
somewhat.
How are you personally, Delroy? And what happens for you now as you look at your journey? For the last year and a half, you've been on this journey with your MP. What happens for you now?
Well, it's about realigning myself, neighbor. Still aiming for self-actualization. I am still wanting to excel further academically and otherwise as it relates to the steps that I'm making now in that regard to achieve those. I'm not I have to be honest. I am not actively pursuing anything right now, though I have the ambition and the desires too. And those are the things that I would like to get sorted out now. I mean, I would have rather to have a member of parliament in the form of Delroy slowly. And unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Something that I have to live with and move on. I have a child and a family that I still have to cater for in the form of myself, my mother, my daughter, and whatever offsprings there are to come. So I still have to get my life together.
You're planning on having more children?
Of course, neighbor. I would like
Yeah.
to have a
Yeah.
family of my own with more than one offspring.
Wow. Lovely. What you say you need, Delroy? Did you say you need to go back to school?
Yeah, neighbor, I'm sort of contemplating that now, man. I still want to have a contribution significantly to my country. And I think the immediate terrains that I am residing in now would be the avenues through which I pay my contribution. And I mean, I really desire for the best for the constituency. I was championing the Delroy Slowly cause, not because of personal gains or wanting to achieve personal gains, neighbor. I had a vision. I still remain positive on that vision to want to see the community or the communities do well across northeastern St. Elizabeth. I am very much familiar with the terrains. I see where the areas are there for improvement that were never addressed by previous PMP MPs. And when I had the privilege of being so close with a member of parliament, of course, as a youngster, with all these brilliant ideas, you want to have somebody that is listening to you. And that was what Mr. Soley was doing to an extent, you know. And I was positive that had he been re-elected, a lot of these visions that I have or still have for the constituency generally, I thought they would have been achieved over time. I have them still, whether or not he's the MP or not. As it relates to if I want to impart these ideas to the sitting member of parliament, well, neighbor, I think the PMP needs to be punished for underdeveloping northeastern St. Elizabeth, and hence I would not, for that matter, man.
Yes. You know, Delroy, I've always admired you as a very decent man. I don't know you. Listeners, Delroy Gustav, he's online with us. You know him quite well. He's a regular, he regularly comes here, champion the cause of Delroy Slowly over there in St. Elizabeth. Well,
and also the government as well, neighbor. I bat for the government as well. I defend the policies, the strategies and programs of the Andrew Holness-led JLP, the prolific policies and strategies. So I've been, before you would have known me, I was also championing the cause for the Andrew Holness-led administration for a third term. We would have done so over the years, over the months, collectively as people on TikTok that we haven't met each other in physical or at all prior to TikTok. And we have formed a bond, and we would have defended the government in many ways that we could. And it would have brought us success. So, of course, as I said, neighbor, initially, the joy of a century, but the despair of a wicked. I mean, the despair of a wicked comes in the form of me losing my member of parliament. The joy of a century, of course, I still have my JLP government and my wonderful prime minister. So that is the joy of a century, and the despair of a wicked is not having my MP.
I got you. Listeners, stay with me a little bit more. Delroy, stay with me. There's a live goal on your screen, and we ask you to help us to meet that before 7:30. Please. We also ask you to tap the screen and let us kind of hit about 100,000 likes. If you're in the diaspora and you want to make a contribution, 876-858-9553. Let's go again. 876-858-9553. Text that number and tell us that you want to help with the program. And what if you want to send something for Delroy. Delroy's Gustav it is. Would you like to do something for Gustav? Well, he's online. Navi? All right, let's go back here and coming back to Delroy. Eight 858-9553. Yep, that's your number to reach out to us. And we're awaiting your text, we're awaiting your WhatsApp message. And your kind regards. Let's wrap up with Delroy. So Delroy,
Yes,
Mr.
neighbor.
Gustav.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Mr. Gustav, I'm sure that as we progress, we'll hear from you, and I'm sure that you'll be back, right, sir?
Most definitely, neighbor. I will be around. I've always been around in a neighbor. What I did was watch the platform grow. And I'm not that type of arrogant person or arrogant-minded person that feels that I always have to be in the box. Even when the conversation is most enticing, I really was pleased to see, and it's continued. We continue to be pleased by the growth of the platform over time and so forth. So I've always been around, neighbor, still will be around. I will still be endorsing, promoting, and lobbying the Jamaica Labour Party to remain as government for Jamaica and Jamaican people, neighbor. I mean, the reasons are enough why we should champion the cause still for the JLP.
Fantastic. Have a great evening to you, sir.
Yes, my neighbor. Thanks very much.
Bye-bye. All right. One God bless, not two. One God bless, not two. Hi. Hello? One God bless, not two. Not there. KC. Good night, KC.
Hey, neighbor, what's up? I didn't even know I was here.
No?
No, I didn't even know I was here. I thought I wasn't ready yet. What's up?
How you doing?
Not bad at all, not bad at all. Third term, we're prospering already.
You are prospering already, sir?
Yes, neighbor. Feel prosperous.
Casey,
I can feel the prosperity.
you can feel the prosperity. Well, fantastic. Casey, the Labour Party, Casey, won 35 seats. The PNP 28. Talk to me a little bit about the seats. Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Casey. Talk to me a little bit about the margin, Casey. How do you explain the margin, Casey?
The margin of seven seats. Well,
Yes, the
neighbor,
margin. In terms of
as far as constituencies are concerned, first thing first, we have 63 constituencies, and 10% of the constituency would be 6 1/4 constituency. So as far as constituencies are concerned, the JLP would have won this election by 10%. Because we like to use the popular vote, but popular votes do not win election. It's a first past the post system, and it's a race to 32. So in a sense, that's a big win. And we start at 0. Some people are tricking themselves thinking that we start at 49 seats.
Correct.
Parliament will dissolve and we start at 0. And if you notice how the politics is, 2020 is a far different ball game from 2016 or 2025. I keep mentioning it. In 2020, we had probably the weakest PNP ever. And it took a Jamaica Labour Party that is stronger than the one we had in 2020 to beat this 2025 PNP. So while some Labourites seems to be unhappy with the result, unhappy that we didn't get what they call a landslide, this is a big victory.
Yes.
And what makes it even more impressive, it's a base election, which means in terms of messaging and people reacting, the PNP would have won the campaign based on their message, because they ran a voter suppression campaign and they seem to have succeeded at that. Most of the so-called well-thinking Jamaican who understand the governance, understand the issues, understand the policies, that and you would think that they would come out and vote for the party with the better issues, that's better on the issues with the better policies. They didn't come out and vote. We had a 2.5% higher voting than 2020 in the COVID election.
It was 37. We had 39.5 now. That's a little less.
Yes. 2.5 better. 2.5% better.
Right.
So it's not necessarily, because with 5 years have passed, you would expect us to have at least a 6 or 7% rise in the voter turnout. And that may have thrown off a lot of people's predictions and expectations, because the so-called undecided voter that tend to swing for the most attractive party or the more attractive party did not come out. And for the Jamaica Labour Party to win a base election by 7 constituencies, this shows the strength of JLP today. It shows the political realignment that I've been talking about over the past months. Imagine JLP winning Central Kingston in a base election where we have only 39.5% voter turnout. In an election where the PNP base is fully energized, it's nothing like the 2020 election. That shows great strength for the Jamaica Labour Party. So it's how you want to look at it, neighbor, from whichever perspective.
Yes. Okay. So you are suggesting, Casey, that firstly, as I have been telling the listeners, that the Labour Party did not lose any seat. Do you agree with me?
No, they did not lose any seat.
Nor did the PNP gain any seats, since they both started from 0.
They both started from 0. Seats were flipped that were in the Jamaica Labour Party column, but they didn't necessarily lose any seat, because everything would have come full circle And especially since it's a base election, neighbor, you'd expect the JLP to be at a disadvantage because of this historical strength of the PNP base.
Okay.
So if anything, the JLP is supposed to be celebrating not only victory at the polls, but the stride they have made as a party because they seem to have a bigger base than the PNP today.
Fantastic. Casey, how do you explain, though, the performance of the People's National Party in this election? Some would argue that it was a good performance. How do you argue and explain that?
I would say it's a good performance. It's a very good performance. 28 seats coming from 14 last election, nothing to be ashamed of. I think the PNP made a good account of themselves, the way they campaign. While some of us may not be impressed by the PNP campaign, I said on this program over and over again, politically, they are running the best campaign they could have run. Because they are taking all the backs to give themselves the best chance. Targeting Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his popularity, trying to detract voters, trying to alter voter sentiments, trying to cast doubt over undecided voters who might be attracted by Andrew Holness, or attracted to Andrew Holness. I think those are very good strategy from the PNP's point of view. And frankly, I think they worked. I think that's how we got the 39.5 voter turnout. That's how the JLP didn't really run away with it.
Yes?
Yes. Yes, they're an aligned campaign, but they give themselves the best chance with that campaign.
And that affected voter turnout, Casey?
Of course. They're on a voter suppression campaign, and they were all over the media. And it reached a lot. And to put the icing on the cake, they put doubt in a lot of public sector workers' mind by announcing that 3.5 threshold at the 9th hour. So the party leader had to go to Spanish Town and announce the double to come in this tenure in the minimum wage to tackle that.
Okay. If I may ask you, Casey, to look forward for me in terms of the political dynamics that are going to be at play on the ground. And I know it is early days yet, but project for me, how do you see the politics unfolding in terms of the political strength of both of these parties from where they are now?
Well, from here on, both parties seems to be very strong. I think the JLP had some bad weed they needed to weed out. And with no disrespect, the people have weeded some of them for them.
Are you saying that some of the MPs were bad weeds, sir? That's what you're saying?
Yes, I think too much of the MP on our side was depending on the Prime Minister's popularity to take them home.
I said that earlier.
I can understand that in 2020, but not after you have gotten your mandate and have your people to deal with for 5 years. And that's why people like Rhoda Mike Crawford and Tova Hamilton and Crystal Lee come home in seats that are historically kind to the PNP. Use them as example. So people who fall short just naturally fall short because their work was short, with the exception of a few, of course.
So you are saying that some of the Jamaica Labour Party MPs were bad weed. That's strong language, Casey.
Yes, not just some of the Jamaica Labour Party MP, but some of the MPs on a whole. But when your party are in government over the past 9 years, the swing goes against you.
Oh.
Yes, come on, neighbor. We have three MP that had to be changed before the general election.
Yes.
And that alter proceedings in those seats that affected the JLP chances in those constituencies, no doubt.
All right. So I'm asking you now, in terms of the politics, KC, how it's gonna play out now with a more balanced parliament. How do you see the politics playing out over the next couple of months into the years, and even going into the next election, less than 5 years from now? How do you see things shaping up? Do you think, for example, there will be a leadership change on the PNP side? What about the JLP side? What do you think?
Well, neighbor, first thing first, there are two types of people in the world, the sayers and the doers. And some people talk a good talk, but to actually do the work is another thing. In 2016, the PNP came out of the general election with 32 seats. With 31 seats, the JLP came out with 32. In 2020, the PNP came out with 14 seats. The last, how much? Over that period of time, from 32 to 14. From 31 to 14, they would have lost 17. 2 in by-elections in Southeast St. Mary and East Portland, before the general election, 1 year and 2 years before the general election, before COVID, which signals the changes in the political dynamics, the political realignment. So, and people will say, hold on, what political realignment is he talking about when the JLP lost East Portland and Southeast St. Mary in the general election 2025? Remember, neighbor, there have been no base election that the JLP would have stand a chance in East Portland before today.
Correct.
With both party base fully energized. The JLP base matched the PNP base in East Portland with a 39% voter turnout. That have never happened in the history of the politics. The PNP winning in East Portland in a base versus base election by just over 100 votes, and winning in Southeast St. Mary by 11 votes, losing in Central Kingston. So back to the 28 to 35 seat now. When you have 28 seats in Parliament, you don't have that leeway that you have like when you have 14. And the country has gone through a pandemic. So the misery index have risen. So those 28 MP need to perform before they come and talk. We are in the social media era now.
You're right. For example, I heard Burchell over there talking about she's going to bring water to the people in 100 days. I wonder where she going to get it from.
Unless Homer Davis have put the facilities, the things in place to facilitate water.
Well, you know, she says she's going to do it in 100 days. And I said to myself, my God, what a woman can work magic. She I don't know. I don't even know. Anyway.
Well, 100 days in November, we should be getting some rain, neighbor.
There is rain. Yes. Is rain going to fall? You're right about that. So you are saying, Casey, that they don't have the latitude now to criticize because they better do the work in their constituency.
Yeah, they need to come with the goods. Or else they might end up in 2029, 2030, like what they end up in 2020.
Fascinating.
And this is a JLP government who have everything in place for a champion performance in the next 10 years. With the debt to GDP expect to go down to 60% at the next by April.
Yes, freeing up a lot of resources to the government.
Exactly. And the government may not have to spend so much on road infrastructure based on the amount they have spent already and the amount they have fixed. They would still need to spend some, but a lot of major projects are already completed. So too, and water, while other places need water, some places that haven't gotten water in years, their projects are now on the way. So resources are freeing up everywhere you look. Look at the security forces, the investment that was made in the security forces, the cut in the crime would have helped to ease the budget and national security going forward.
Yes.
Big time.
Fantastic. Yeah. Like your reasoning cases. Stay with me a little bit. Let me see.
It should be easier for the Jamaica Labour Party to make an impression on the people of Jamaica.
Do you think this loss will result in a change in the opposition? You think Mark Golding will stay on, Casey?
Well, at the moment, PNP has nobody better.
Yeah, hello?
PNP has nobody better to lead them than Mark Jefferson Golding.
But do you think he would want to go for another election? Do you think so?
I think he will, because who else do they have? They're not rallying behind Lisa Hanna, because Mark Golding's minion don't like Lisa Hanna. That's no secret. So she will not get majority of the delegates. She will not get majority of the stakeholders in the People's National Party. Who else?
So we are going to be left with Mark Golding.
They don't. The PNP don't think Damian Crawford is leadership material, whether they have bad eye or not. Bunting, Chance, Parson gone. He couldn't beat Peter Phillips in a leadership election.
So
I don't know. And PNP is not the party that look for the young. Look for a young and upcoming star, unless you're Michael Manley and your father had founded the party. Julian cannot be leader. Julian, no disrespect to artistic people, we're all are the same, but Julian have a lot of shortcomings.
He's autistic?
I didn't say that.
Okay, no, Oh, the person who asked the question is autistic. I see. All right. So Casey, it seems as if we may be stuck with Mark Golding for quite a little while.
Well, not us, neighbor. I am opposition leader. Don't represent me. Prime Minister represent me. So we won't be stuck with Mark Golding. The People's National Party will be stuck with Mark Golding.
Yes, but his leadership as opposition leader, he's opposition leader of Jamaica. There's a sense in which Jamaica will have to deal with.
Neighbor, the Prime Minister leads Jamaica on a whole. The opposition leader leads the opposition.
Yes. All right. Get you.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Give leadership to Patricia Duncan Sutherland. Jamaica girl want to win an easy election. Patricia Duncan Sutherland have never won anything in her life. Patricia Duncan Sutherland will come second in a race that she's alone. I tell people from 2020 general election that Patricia Duncan Sutherland is the L.A. Lewis of Jamaican politics.
She will come second in a race that she's alone in?
Yes.
How is that possible?
She doesn't have winnability.
But if you're alone in a race, how you run second? Oh, wow. My goodness. Boy, I tell you. Sorry, hold on there, Casey. Dolores? We have two guests on, as a matter of fact, three, as two will coming to you. Hello?
Hi, neighbor.
Hello?
How are you?
Yes, Dolores, good night.
Yes. Dolores, good night, sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
How
good.
do you run second in a race that you're competing in alone?
That
She
means
running against time and time come before her.
for her. That's exactly what happened. That means she never win anything. And you know who is not gonna win nothing? Joan Crawford. I think it's time for Joan to go home and be a grandparent to her
Joan who, ma'am? Joan who?
Joan
Gordon.
Webley
Gordon
Gordon.
Webley.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's that one there. I don't think she's gonna win nothing again. She's done for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's her. She's done. I don't. That time she served what from 1980 to 83 in East Rural St. Andrew.
89,
That was, yeah, that was her 3 years of fame, and that's it. She's done.
well, she was in charge of the solid waste place, ma'am, on the board bin.
Yeah, but she's not gonna be an MP. She was not another MP.
Oh, well, ma'am, she you know that she ran for the General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party twice.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, and she's a Edward Siaga laborite, so please don't come up here and disrespect her. It's retirement time though. No,
sir. Sir, I'm not disrespecting her, but it's retirement.
No, I'm not talking to you specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not disrespecting her, but it's just time. Her time has come and gone, and she needs to go home and sit on the sideline.
Well, time to go, John. Dolores needs you to get your rest. So rest in peace.
Right, rest in peace. Yeah, you're right, but that's what I'm saying. Her time has come. It done. Leave it, give it, hand it over to somebody younger, and let them try it. But don't flip flop. You're running from here. You jump from the Jamaica Labour Party to the People's National Party, and then you're trying your hardest to do what?
Uh-huh.
Hey, it could be worse. Did you know that Valwint has win in his name?
Who?
Valwint.
Yeah, has win in his name.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess. W-I-N, right?
Catch the irony.
Wint. W-I-N-T. Oh.
Yeah, he has lost in 4 consecutive elections.
Oh, Mr. Wint. Oh, Mr. Wint. Win, W-I-N-T, W-I-N, win. Is Winty. He only wins tea.
Yeah.
He only wins tea. I see. Well, the ambassador made sure that he only. I wonder if he's a lover of tea. I wonder if Mr. Wint, do you love drinking tea? Because you only win tea. Anyway, Dolores.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Have a fantastic night.
You too.
Tamoni Franklin. No. Astute youth.
Blessings, neighbor. Greetings.
Greetings
The mighty
to you,
name
sir.
of Jehovah, our soon coming King.
Bless the Lord, sir. Oh my soul, and all that is within me, bless his name.
Indeed,
Greetings,
indeed.
my
We can't
brother.
forget the big one. Yeah, man, I'm here tuning in as usual.
The Lord is my shepherd.
I shall not want.
Yeah. He maketh me to lie in green pastures.
He restoreth me beside the still waters.
He restoreth my soul.
He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Surely goodness.
No, yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou is with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort thee. Say your part now.
He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemy.
Now, man, surely goodness and mercy shall. Come on, man, neighbor. Come on, you forgot the Bible, neighbor.
Let me tell you
You didn't go to
something.
Sunday school?
Let me tell you something. You see that part that says he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies? Think about it.
Yeah.
Why would
Yeah,
he
man, think
prepare
about
you
it, man.
why would he prepare you a table in the presence of your enemies? You know why, sir?
Which is- Yes, man.
Feed
Uh-huh.
your enemy neighbor.
It's an
Yes,
invitation
man.
to them. It's an invitation to say, since you can't defeat me, come have something to eat now.
That is it. That is it.
Since you can't,
But
since
yes,
you can't
neighbor,
defeat me, come have something to eat. Yeah.
give God the glory all the time. So that's why I'm greeted that way. You know what I mean? Life is the
Bless you.
greatest gift. And
Yeah.
once there's life, there's always hope. But again, we continue to triumph in the victory of the Jamaica Labour Party. We know that we are on to great things ahead. And as you
Nikki,
pointed
thank
out
you.
today,
Thank you. Thank you,
it's a
tomorrow.
spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing because a lot of people don't understand that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of darkness in high places. So we have to come, and the words that you speak become your reality. So it's the same point that you made about blood and fire. A lot of people don't understand the power of them words. The Bible says life and death is in the tongue. No pun intended. And therefore, it is imperative that you speak life and speak it abundantly. We must first give thanks for this program because there's a lot of lies, a lot of propaganda, a lot of misinformation being spread, and I think it is a clear indication of the state of our education system in Jamaica. However, I saw that there were more well-thinking people because that was one of my concerns. I could not ascertain whether or not there were more well-thinking people in Jamaica than ignoramuses. But the victory showed that we still have a far way to go because the People's National Party should not have gotten 28 seats, especially in constituencies that were run by People's National Party MPs for decades.
You know, sir, I
And
made the
they,
point. I made the point earlier that Miss Lady over there in Southern St. James is promising the people water in 100 days. And quite frankly, I was told that the PNP had that constituency for over 30 years.
yes, they were for Central St. Mary.
And here is Homer Davis coming for 5 years. And he's voted out and they put back the PNP. Now part of that is Homer Davis' fault, you know, sir.
I agree.
Because we not take up nothing with mash up and not tell the people what me
Exactly.
have. So we have to deal with it. You understand me? I'm not going to accept the blame. You see what I'm saying to you? And that is what that is what I speak about when I speak about that we have to tell the full story, sir.
I wonder if Mikisha Birchall want me to come and lay the pipes for her.
Well,
Pun intended, Casey.